Good afternoon. If we remain standing as our wonderful music teacher, Miranda Mallard, leads us in First America the Beautiful. 2 stanzas are on the back of your program today, and our school anthem. Ms. Mallard.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Fortunate are we to be born at a time such as this, diving deep within the self, we know that life is bliss. All the world we see in the light of the unified field. As we grow in unity, the truth of life's revealed. So we give thanks for the gift of this martyrdom sent, and sing the praise of Maharishi School of the age of enlightenment. Education is ideal when the knower, known, and knowing unite. 3 in 1 reality makes learning pure delight. Nature must be pleased as a witness to wisdom's rebirth. Young enlightened sages bringing peace to all on earth. So we give thanks for the gift of this knowledge heaven sent, and sing the praise of Maharishi School of the age of enlightenment.
Please be seated. Thank you, Ms. Mallard, and thank you, accompanist, Nathaniel Drew, member of the class of 2015. Class of 2015, parents, host parents, family, friends, including those of you that are joining us online from around the world today, Maharshi School alumni, Maharshi School Board of Directors, teachers, and staff, seniors, you're almost done. It's just like 5 inches to go here in the program. You're all done. This pivotal moment of your life is almost complete when you'll leave this home and venture out into the world following your own path. So who are you today? What have you brought to this moment in time? Well, for one thing, you brought all these people. Your parents, there from the very first breath of your life, caring for you, comforting you, nurturing you from infant to adolescence in every imaginable way, to see you become the poised, polite, powerful, and promising young women and men that you are today. You've brought your parents' pride to this moment. And you brought these family and friends with you as well, who contributed to your lives in countless ways, here to share this rite of passage to adulthood, a rite of passage such as they've also experienced with you in other ways. And you bring to this day honor for how you've represented Maharshi School across the years. In sports and robotics and DI and speech and early morning legislative breakfasts and in welcoming visitors, in the quiz bowl and in art, in how you related to younger students. You demonstrated friendship, good sportsmanship, maturity, collaboration, clarity, and depth of thinking. And you've built on the tradition represented in this hall of Pioneer Pride. You've added championship banners to Destination Imagination and to science and tennis trophies as well, sustaining the excellence of your predecessors. And you're with these teachers who brought the knowledge and skills they cultivated in you to complete your coursework to earn these diplomas at long last. And on a deeper level, you bring your feelings to this moment. The bonds of friendship you described and displayed so movingly these past 2 days. And your gratitude for family and teachers you so eloquently expressed. And finally, on the deepest level, you brought to this day an uncommon shared experience, the ability to transcend, to know yourself in its purest and simplest state, unencumbered by the complexities of the outer world. That innermost self is your core and your guide. As alumni and board member Ted Wallace once put it here, when you go out, your life may get crazy at times, but you have 2 great advantages. One, you know you have this quiet place within you, and 2, you know how to get there. In transcending, you've also brought the wisdom of this tradition of teachers, of our Hall of Fame of the great teachers of this tradition, who for thousands of years taught us how to get there. And in your meditation practice, and in your words of appreciation in these last few days, you brought Maharshi with you today as well. You would no doubt be proud of who you are this day. Congratulations on high school. Well done. You've checked off another step along your path to freedom this afternoon. The pride we feel for all of you is extended as well to our graduation speaker, Major Jonathan Freeman, a 1993 graduate of Maharshi School and the Science Award winner that year, by the way. Major Freeman is the son of Mark and Dr. Marcy Freeman. Mark's an international businessman and author, and for many years a huge contributor to the work of our board of directors. Marcy is a gifted scholar with her PhD in Maharshi Vedic Science, and Jonathan's two sisters, Eliana and Leela, are also graduates of Maharshi School. Any chapter of Major Freeman's life would be worthy of a graduation speech. He earned his bachelor's degree in political science and communication at the University of Michigan. From there, he went on to add a master's degree in international relations from Harvard University's Extension School. He also earned an MBA with honors from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, and he's currently completing his PhD in international relations at the London School of Economics. In between, Major Freeman became a decorated combat veteran and has served as a political appointee in both the Department of Defense and the U.S. Agency for International Development. In 2007, Major Freeman was the Deputy Director of Veterans and Military Families Outreach on the Obama for America campaign. Immediately following the campaign, he joined the Presidential Inaugural Committee as the Director of the Office of Veterans and Military Affairs. He served as a Deputy White House Liaison for the Department of Defense, where he was responsible for placing political appointees in the Pentagon. As a U.S. Army officer, Major Freeman served in Taji, Iraq, where he helped plan and execute operations north of Baghdad. Upon redeployment back to the United States, he served as Assistant Operations Officer, redistributing 660 personnel across the Army. Then he deployed a second time to Iraq, assisting a border police battalion in Tal Afar, and then an Iraqi Army unit in Samarra. In 2011, Major Freeman volunteered to deploy to Afghanistan. He served at the headquarters of the commander of the Combined Joint Interagency Task Force 435. Major Freeman's military awards include the Bronze Star with an oak leaf cluster, the Army Commendation Medal, the Joint Service Achievement Medal, and the Combat Action Badge. He currently serves in the Maryland Army National Guard. Through all of those studies and all of those missions, Major Freeman maintained his practice of the Transcendental Meditation technique, and in 2013 completed the Transcendental Meditation Teacher Training course. Major Freeman is also a fellow at the Truman National Security Project, an organization that unites next-generation veteran political and policy leaders to develop and advance strong, smart, principled solutions to the global challenges that America faces. He's also a principal at Ulysses Advisors, a talent search firm, and an international consultant specializing in operations, strategy, and political intelligence. We are deeply honored that he could take time from his studies and his service to our nation to be with us today. Please welcome our graduation speaker, Major Jonathan Freeman.
Well, in case anybody was curious, combat was easier and far less pressure than this moment. So good afternoon to you all, to the board, Dad, Dr. Hagelin, and Dr. Bell. I want to thank you for this invitation. On behalf of the students who have come before me and those who have followed, thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, and your leadership. I will endeavor to let you down only a little. To the friends and family who are unfamiliar with our town, our community, and our school, I can guarantee you one thing. These young men and women whom you have loved and found precious, so have we. To the parents, I can only imagine that this is a bittersweet moment. Congratulations to you as well. To the school staff and volunteers, thank you for giving your time. And to the faculty, I want to thank you for the dedication, passion, and energy I know you have given to these young graduates. What they may not realize now is that the lessons you have imparted will stay with them long after this day. Even now, 22 years after my own graduation, when I'm editing my writing, I can still hear Paula Fairchild's voice saying too many words. When I see a science article, I think of Dr. Boyum's class. And when I encounter a tough math problem, I can think of Mrs. Iyer saying, "Wrong, do it again." And speaking of Mrs. Iyer, long after I graduated, I was with her and a few others, and we got to discussing my performance as a student. Mrs. Iyer, never one to avoid, well, anything, said, and I'll never forget this until the day I die, "Jonathan may not have been the smartest student I ever had, but he certainly was the most persistent." After a few moments of initial resistance, I thought, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm very excited to be back here, back in my hometown and in my alma mater, with the opportunity to impart some of life's lessons to this year's graduates. In my imagination, I've given this speech over a dozen times. It was brilliant, and you all loved it. Sadly, I have no idea what that imaginary me said. But the nice thing about being involved in politics is that you meet a number of speechwriters. I had two geniuses helping me out, and I look forward to telling them that any part you didn't like was entirely their fault. And now to you, to the class of 2015 and soon to be graduates of the Marisha School of the Age of Enlightenment. If you are looking for the graduation speech filled with rainbows and lollipops, you picked the wrong speaker and I wrote the wrong speech. You have been told forever that you are special, and I know this because I was you 22 years ago. But the truth is that you're coming into this world with an incredible amount of privilege. You've had a great education. You've had incredible experiences. And you have been given a technology and a knowledge to go within, to rise above the challenges and sometimes the horrors of this world by transcending into silence. A privilege few can lay claim. The world is going to hammer you again and again and again. But should you choose to embrace them, the tools to balance the world within you have the tools to balance the world outside with the world within. So let me begin with the world out there. When I was serving overseas, first in Iraq and later Afghanistan, I had the privilege and honor of doing so alongside some of the most courageous, intelligent, and dedicated young men and women, many of them not much older than you. They were from cities like New York and Boston and Chicago. They were from the Bible Belt. They were from the northern woodlands of the Northwest. And they were from rural Iowa. They committed themselves to a cause because they believed that their sacrifice, that their country and communities were worthy of their sacrifice. As you prepare for college and armed with intellect and energy, I hope you will ask yourselves, what is worthy of your sacrifice, and what form will it take? Now, it is not without a little bit of irony that I tell you, while wearing this uniform, to rebel. Fight the man. No, don't become part of an armed resistance, which by law I'm supposed to tell you not to do. But my charge to you is to challenge authority respectfully. Your elders may have had many reasons for deciding, well, anything. But circumstances may have changed. The reasons may not have been very good to begin with. It is your duty, as a part of being young, to challenge authority. Ask why, and then again, ask why not. This is how change happens. Question the reality you've been given, imagine a better one, and work together to make it happen. And regarding those elders, your parents are nowhere near as wrong as you thought they were. There's the period where you think your parents know everything, and then there's one where you think they know nothing. And then gradually, you begin to realize that they may have a bit of a clue. Don't resist that realization. It's a natural process of growing up. And while our parents love us, we never want to feel foolish in front of them, making it all the more important to have those people who will love you unconditionally without being judgmental. For me, that person was Barry Pitt, or Uncle Barry for me. Uncle Barry sadly passed away a few years ago. But when I was casting about and trying to find my way in the world, he was always there to lend an ear. He had a magical way of listening and occasionally calling me crazy, but never making me feel foolish. Look for your Uncle Barry. If you're truly lucky, you'll find one half as good as mine. Uncle Barry was always good about advocating balance, so it is with that in mind that I advise you to learn when to embrace and when to resist temptation. You're coming of age at a time when everything is available all the time. You will be, whether it is alcohol, drugs, video games, the internet, television, Netflix, YouTube, a book, whatever. The world will seek to distract you with an unbounded number of temptations, and you will need to figure out when to avoid them and when to embrace them. Be careful, but have fun. Balance is the goal you want to strive for. And now the world within. Stay regular with your meditation. You've heard it from everyone. In the Army, a friend of mine meditated enough during basic training to earn the nickname Yoda. I once meditated in the middle of a combat operation on a tank in the middle of Iraq, finding peace within myself, away from a world characterized by violence, fear, and at times senseless loss. You alone have the choice of whether the waves of stress you will encounter will smash you on the rocks or wash over you as if it was nothing. This will be based on the amount you allow yourself to transcend within. Both Yoda and I can attest you can meditate anywhere you have a thought. And it was in that silence that we had the strength to continue in tough circumstances. I know you are all headed to the four winds. Each of your schools is going to offer any number of bizarre classes. Take them. Expand your boundaries in creative and unexpected ways. I'm not saying major in basket weaving or ultimate frisbee, although if that's where you're finding your happiness, enjoy that conversation with your parents. But my point is that the classes that I took as an afterthought were often the ones that I gained the most out of. I had always assumed I would major in business, and it was odd that I ended up in a film appreciation class, the fruits of which I enjoy in every movie I watch, and I watch a lot of movies. So if you love business, take an art history class and learn to appreciate the beauty of the ages. If you love art, take an accounting class so you know how to balance your checkbook. And if you are like me and you love social science, take everything, because everything has an impact. And whatever you do, don't become a cynic. You're about to go off to college, and you'll meet plenty of people who are bitter and who sneer at the end of Disney movies, who probably wear a beret and smoke, who generally give the impression that they know everything. They will say that they are realists, and they will think that they have everything figured out. But the real truth is that they've figured out nothing. It's the easiest thing in the world to become a cynic or a realist. You barely have to open up a web page to see some headline crying out about the worst thing ever. Ultimately, to me, being cynical just seems intellectually lazy. So my challenge to you as you make your way in the world is that through all the death and destruction and hatred that you will see every day, look for the positive, look for the joy, look for the bliss, look for the enchantment in the world. At the very least, you'll be a far happier person for trying. And learn how you work best. This is a lifelong quest, and one that I still struggle with every day. When I last saw you, I had handed in 2 chapters of what will hopefully be a successful doctoral dissertation. I had had a wonderful plan about how it should be written, and none of that actually happened. So my tip for you now is don't focus as much on what you are learning, as much as seeking to understand how you best learn and work most effectively. These are the skills that will carry you far past your college years. And as I mentioned, it's still an area I have a tough time with, which is possibly why I got a D in a class titled Learning to Learn. There is an old saying in the Army, no plan lasts the first shot. In one way, I'm a perfect embodiment of this idea. If you had told me at my graduation in 1993 that today I would be in an Army uniform, having had 3 combat tours, and in the middle of getting a doctorate, I would have told you you needed to have your head examined. But it has been precisely those unexpected twists and turns in life that have been the most rewarding. and I hope will be the most rewarding for you too. And when it comes to finding fulfillment, my final bit of advice to you today is to define that fulfillment as both the quality and quantity of love in your life. In all my journeys, through war zones and European capitals, through villages racked by poverty and to suburbs of wealth and privilege, the one truth I have found time and time again is that love is the most powerful force in the world. It is the ultimate act of generosity. And a perfect embodiment of this was Terry Kavanaugh. And I know our thoughts and our prayers are with Mrs. Kavanaugh and their entire family at this time. I can't think of a more generous soul than Mrs. Kavanaugh, and it was Terry who constantly supported her out of love. And love will sustain you through challenging times, and it is with love that this community sends you out into the world. Make it a priority to love yourself and to have love in your life. Even when you're hurt or dealing with a crappy job or an awful roommate, it's in these moments that it's the love that you experience and the love you hold ready for others to experience that will allow you to persevere. Family, friends, a partner, passion for doing something, my really cute niece. All of these are loves you should constantly be looking for, embrace, and keep in your life. In closing, I will return to the young soldiers, your age. I had the privilege of leading in numerous combat missions. They performed these countless duties day in and day out in an unforgiving environment where there was little reward for getting it right and no room for getting it wrong. They made sacrifices of their families, their mental health, their limbs, and in sadly, all too many cases, their lives. They were the best, not because they raised their hands and said, "Take me, I volunteer." When everything went wrong, and it did, they knew that they could count on the person to their left and the person to their right. They were the best because they always sought to be worthy of that trust. This is character, and this is who you decide to be in the coldness of the night. It is on behalf of the alumni that came before you that I ask you always to act with character and worthiness. Be involved in something. Be passionate about something. Challenge yourself, challenge this nation, challenge this world to be better and to do better. Godspeed to you all, and congratulations. May God bless your journey ahead, and may God bless the United States of America.
Major Freeman, thank you for your service to this school and to this nation. Congratulations on somehow achieving the balance that you mentioned in the extraordinary extremes of your life. And please reassure your colleagues that you did indeed hit it out of the park here today. Well done. Thank you. I'm very pleased to introduce Mr. Sam Rose now, a graduate of Marshey School and class of 2010, and will continue our program with several presentations. Mr. Rose, Dean of Students.
Seems like a good moment as any to take polls. Just kidding. It's been a long tradition here at our school for the graduating classes to solidify a small piece of their legacy in the form of a special class gift. Looking around you, the galleries of alumni surrounding us, the honor wall with all the plaques, and the very chairs that you're sitting on have all been gifts from previous classes. I'd like to welcome to the stage now two people to announce this year's class gift, the girls and boys student body presidents Jaya Meuleman and Nathaniel Zhu. Oh, I said Jaya Meuleman. It's Dia Huggins. That's next. That was close.
The class of 2015 is proud to provide a new, energy-efficient, ergonomically designed kiln for Mr. Wilkins and all of his future students. Mr. Wilkins, thank you for your dedication to this art form and to all of your students. We can't wait to see what emerges from the hands of your students and your new kiln.
To support the future use of the 3D printer, the class of 2015 established a fund for supplies and software so the printer can be immediately productive. That includes creating the parts for a device that will recycle used plastic cubes into the cord the printer uses to create other items. Thank you, Mr. Rudloff, for contributing this exciting new technology. Please share some pictures with our class of what your students produce in the future.
Thank you.
So this plaque will commemorate the gift that the class of 2015 has made to the school. I want to thank you. Thank you.
Should we take this?
Thank you, Dia and Nathaniel. We know it is a common tradition in American education to award valedictorian and salutatorian recognition to the two highest grade point averages among graduating seniors. But this year we have 5 seniors who have all achieved a 4.0 grade point average for the duration of their high school careers. Rather than singling out 1 or 2 and excluding the others, we decided to recognize all 5 students for their academic excellence. All will be listed on the plaques to your left. They all deserve recognition and appreciation for this outstanding record of high school academic achievement. Would the following students please come forward and receive your certificates? Dia Huggins, Jacqueline Leet, Katie Roberts, Alex Hoffman, and Nathaniel Zhu. Congratulations to you all. Since 1982, the Maharishi Upper School has presented the Pioneer Award to recognize students who embodied the highest ideals of pioneering and of the school, in academics, in their quality of life, in their maturity, in their appreciation of others, and of this innovative approach to education, and in their service to the school and to their community. This year's recipients are shining examples of the traits the award represents: balance, humility, kindness, respect, responsibility, stability, and self-sufficiency. They stand as worthy members in the honorable tradition of this award. Please welcome the 2015 Girls Pioneer Award winner, Jaya Meuleman.
Welcome, Dr. Bell, faculty, and distinguished guests. The philosophy of life is this: life is not a struggle, not a tension. Life is bliss. It is eternal wisdom, eternal existence. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. This is what Maharishi School has given all of us: wisdom, life without stress, learning without tension, and so much bliss. Maharishi School is one of a kind. We pioneered 200% of life, inner and outer fullness of life. The 200% of life philosophy has helped us grow into the people we are today, full of innovation and creativity. Together, the class of 2015 has updated the school uniform, pioneered project-based education, voluntarily taken advanced academic courses out of school, authored 50,000-word novels, and written letters to students in Afghanistan to bridge cultures. The people that stand beside me have placed in Destination Imagination Global Finals, won district tennis, been published on the Star Trek website, built computers, organized the EcoJam fashion show, and competed in the Iowa All-State Speech Competition. I know that these brilliant minds will go on to do brilliant things due to the help and support of the brilliant parents, teachers, and administration at this school. Nelson Mandela stated, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Maharshi School has provided us with the very best education to do just that. Maharshi Mahesh Yogi has engineered education to help us understand the unity of all academic fields of study and how they relate to the self. This, along with the TM program, has given us a whole new perspective on life and the world around us. And for this, we will always be thankful. We are grateful to our teachers for expanding our minds and pushing our boundaries of understanding past what we thought possible. We are grateful to the administration for giving us the opportunity to learn and grow every day. We are grateful to our parents for the love and support in everything we do and for believing in us from the first day you brought us into the world. We are standing here, ready to take the next big step in our lives because we know that you are right there beside us. We feel prepared to overcome whatever obstacles lie between us and our goals. As we leave this part of our lives behind and leap into the unknown, we do so with sure feet, sharp minds, and full hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaya. That was really nice. Now please welcome to the stage the 2015 Boys Pioneer Award winner, Bimba Shrestha.
Dr. Bell, administrators, faculty, parents, and distinguished guests. Reminiscing about the good old days and all the fun memories we shared together as a class is very important. But what's more important is what lies ahead. Where are we going to be in the next 4 years of our lives? Whether it's learning to become the best carpenter in the world, teaching astrophysics at Oxford University, playing starting striker for Real Madrid, serving for our country, developing the next great prosthetic arm, becoming America's next top model, or simply making a living playing video games, we must make sure that the words success and fulfillment are associated with whatever we choose to do. Our goal is to place our attention on enhancing the future and setting great examples for those who love us and for those who will follow us, for the things that we put our attention on, as we know from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, are the things that will grow. We aim to be the positivity that the world needs. Our actions will make a statement and send a clear message, a message that states, wherever we come from, whatever we have or don't have, whatever our gender or cultural background, we can be partners in success and we can achieve greatness together. It is up to us to make a difference, to find solutions to global problems, and to leave the impression that we never gave up on ourselves or on society. We must have high self-esteem, confidence, and motivation. We must be willing to work hard and with diligence, and we must have a keen understanding of how far we can go and what we can accomplish. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Let us be pioneers and let us leave a trail others will be proud to follow. Of course, the senior class extends our heartfelt gratitude to the community, the teachers, and the administrators who've worked so hard to help us reach this graduation, and to all the parents who've provided us with unconditional support. Class of 2015, high school graduation may be upon us, but we're just getting started. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaya and Bimba. We'll now begin that portion of the ceremony with the awarding of the diplomas, and I'd like to invite Ms. Meuleman, the director of our girls program, to begin that now. Please welcome and thank Ms. Meuleman for a lifetime of service to our school as well.
Thanks, Dr. Bell. It is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects by successfully completing curricula offered by Maharishi School of the Age of Enlightenment Upper Division and have been recommended by the faculty and Maharishi School of the Age of Enlightenment Board of Directors to be awarded diplomas in recognition of their academic accomplishment. Is Mr. Huggins here? Peter Huggins, who is a member of our board of directors, will now read the diploma, the text on the diploma that you'll be receiving today.
You've been working for 18 years for this, so listen closely. Through completion of the consciousness-based education program at the Maharishi School of the Age of Enlightenment, you have developed a profound grasp of the basis of all fields of knowledge in the unified field of natural law, have demonstrated academic excellence, and are prepared to undertake college-level study. You have gained through Maharishi Transcendental Meditation and TM City programs, including yogic flying, the experience of the unified field of natural law as the simplest state of your own awareness and the understanding that all branches of knowledge are the different modes of your own intelligence. You have realized that you are a cosmic individual and that your physiology is a perfect expression of Veda and Vedic literature. Your creative genius is blossoming as you enliven in your awareness all the beautiful evolutionary qualities of the unified field of natural law that are fundamental to education, including infinite creativity, pure knowledge, infinite organizing power, and all possibilities. You spontaneously display evolutionary behavior and ideal citizenship, the ability to fulfill your own interests and promote the interests of the community simultaneously. You radiate harmony and fulfillment into the environment, thereby upholding the Constitution of the global country of world peace, which is administering perpetual peace on earth.
Thank you, Mr. Huggins. Will Mrs. Carter, our college counselor, please come to the podium to read the names of the graduates? And will the graduates please stand and come to the stairs?
Samantha Page Bell. Gua Chen Chen. Lydia Mae Huggins. Alina Lillian Knight. Jacqueline Janaki Leet. Helani Jayantilila Jayananda Rose Meuleman. Katie Rose McKechnie Roberts. Gabriella Slyman. Joe Hedwin. Remy Toma Bousquet. Alex Paul Hoffman. Keith Patrick Lashway. Lee Isa. Leo E. Fan. Brecken Joseph Anastasio Llewellyn. Jonah Marks. Brandon Devin Pratherhuff. Shri Lalit Kumar Pulapantala. Bimba Shrestha. Samuel Bailey Stickles. Noah Thalbloom. Nicholas William Thiel. Kishan Julian Jiavanmukta Time. David Titus. David Douglas Richard Wadsworth. Wang Yuning. Zhang Jinhao. Nathaniel Drew.
Would the graduates please stand and move toward the stage? You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, graduating class of 2015. Okay, so graduates, stay put for a moment, and we would now like to invite the juniors, the new senior class, to please come forward. By taking these seats, you're assuming your new role as the senior class of Maharshi School. It's your responsibility to do your best to inspire and lead all of the other Maharshi School students to the high goal of living their full potential. We're confident you can do a great job. Welcome, come on up, the class of 2016. Just a quick announcement that after the recessional, there will be a group photo of the graduates in the courtyard. If you'll please delay congratulating the graduates until they get out. They'll get their picture taken out there. Following the photos, there'll be a reception in the main hall here in Hobson Building. So let them dismiss, get their pictures, and then you'll have plenty of time to be with them. So we conclude our ceremony with a charge to the graduates. And today that charge is coming from Dr. John Hagelin, all the way from Helsinki, Finland, I think. I think that was his last destination. Dr. Hagelin, can you hear us all right?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Wonderful, perfect, yes. Dr. Hagelin is one of the world's leading quantum physicists and an international leader of Maharshi's Transcendental Meditation program. As Raja of North America, he directs the implementation of Transcendental Meditation program in government, schools, hospitals, and society in general all over the country and around the world. He's also a professor of physics and the director of the Institute of Science, Technology, and Public Policy at Maharshi University of Management, and is the president of the David Lynch Foundation for Consciousness-Based Education and World Peace. This spring, he conducted a residence course for our seniors on cosmology and consciousness, and they responded with tremendous enthusiasm. We're so pleased that he can be with us today to deliver the charge to the graduates. Please welcome Dr. John Hagelin.
Thank you so much. I might recommend muting on your side, otherwise I'll get some feedback. I am very excited. This is such a milestone. This is an achievement that deserves enormous congratulations. I feel particularly close to this class. I feel I know this class better than previous classes for obvious reasons. And I'm going to tell you something you may have already realized, and that is that you are an exceptional class, exceptionally talented, exceptionally intelligent, exceptionally creative, exceptionally caring for each other, and wise. Of all the beautiful memories you will share, friendships, lifelong friendships you will have created, all the love you have received from each other, from your parents, from your teachers, all the wisdom you have imbibed, the greatest treasure you take with you, really, and something that is extremely rare in this world, you will find, is knowledge of reality. And even rarer than that is direct experience of the ultimate reality of consciousness within. This gift will serve you well. And you're going to be meeting people and getting to know new people And as you get to know intimately new people, a new roommate, for example, at a new institution, and this very exciting adventure you're about to undertake, you're going to discover, if you haven't already, that these precious people, very interesting people you're going to meet, lack one thing very critical, and that is an understanding of reality, of who they are, of what they are, and even how to access it. Most people, maybe 99 out of 100, have never tasted the reality of their own self, are estranged to their own consciousness simply by not knowing it. And without that perspective, and without that inner anchor, without that sweet and tender, nourishing silence within, a silence that if we just nurture it, becomes deeper, becomes an ocean of peace, an ocean of stability, an ocean of happiness, and an ocean of bliss. Without that knowledge of the inner self, we are, in a sense, rudderless, a ship without an anchor, a ship without a rudder in a storm. And it's difficult to be a leader in society, a leader of men and women, if you don't yourselves have that rudder and have an anchor to yourself. And as was so beautifully said by the remarkable speech of Major Freeman, truly an extraordinary speech by another extraordinary alumnus of Maharishi School, as was beautifully said and also said by all of our speakers. And by the way, over these last couple of days, I have been astounded again and again by every student and everybody who speaks just naturally as a representative of the profound knowledge that you embody. That knowledge is precious, and that makes you a leader automatically in society, a very precious resource. And as you meet people who may be struggling a bit, who may seem to lack the grounding that you have, that are adrift due to the absence of the knowledge and experience of reality, help them, love them, share the wisdom you have with them by your words, or simply by your example, or simply by your being, because you have that within you already developed to such a degree that you're going to rise and find yourself in positions of leadership wherever you go. And that leadership is unbelievably precious and critical in the world today. This inner strength, inner silence, inner peace, this anchor within, this knowledge of reality, nurture it. It's like a diamond that you've developed already. It's like a 20-carat diamond around your neck, and you all appreciate its value. You've gained the knowledge, not just the experience, which is key, but the knowledge of what you have. But over the course of months and years, in principle, it's possible to forget the value of the treasure you carry around your neck. And you might even think, well, this glittery stone requires some time and attention and nurturing, 20 minutes to nurture and shine it each day. And you might think even, well, maybe it's time I get rid of that weight. Now, that's not something you're going to do, because you're gifted not only with the technique and the experience, but with the knowledge of what you have. And the amazing thing about this 20-carat diamond that you all carry with you is that, unlike most diamonds, if you simply nurture it, it will grow. It will grow into the hope diamond, that ocean, that silent, tender nurturing of a tree of consciousness, tree of life within you, will become an oak tree, and you will become literally unshakable and invincible and incapable of ever being overthrown by anything. And that strength will serve you in everything. It's the way to protect yourself. And there's a lot to protect yourself in the world, not by shying away from it necessarily, but having the strength within you to take it on without stress or fear of being overwhelmed. That's the beauty of the knowledge you have. And it's amazing in seeing you, your faces. Maharishi said once, in Their intelligence shines the world's most precious wisdom. He must have had you in mind when he said that, because in your faces shine the world's most precious wisdom. In your being, you exude the world's most precious wisdom. So already you've got really a 20-carat diamond of total knowledge and pure consciousness rising to become the Hope Diamond. And when it does, you will be absolutely unshakable in any storm, and people will be clinging to you for their safety when things occasionally get rough. So it's very, very precious. You are very precious. You have grown up in this knowledge. You have received it in your education. Many of you have received it from your parents, and quite many of you, I can tell, were born with a great deal of this knowledge already in place. So it's very precious. You have the power to transform the world. Nobody can transform the world unless you can stand on something. Who was it? Galileo? Was it Newton who said, "Give me a place to stand and a lever, and I can move the world"? But without a place to stand, you can't do it. You all have that place to stand. You all have the perspective from which you can change the world for the better. And that takes wisdom. That takes strength. That takes knowledge. That takes enlightenment. And that is really what you've got to a great degree, and you're going to have it completely. And that is real fulfillment in life. So your future is great. And on the basis of your future, thank God, the whole world will be uplifted, as it has been uplifted by the great graduates of our school and university before you. So my charge is very simple. Let yourselves shine in that world's most precious wisdom. Never lose sight of the diamond you carry. Nurture it and protect it, and allow that 20-carat diamond grow to the Hope Diamond as you live infinity and bliss and tremendous success and support of nature in everything you do. So congratulations with all of my heart to the class of 2015. Go forth now and bless the world. Jaya Gurudev.
So thank you, Dr. Hagelin. And we'd also like to thank the people that did so much work to arrange all of our graduation. Cheryl Carter, Jane Fleshman, Asha Sharma, Kathy Eason, Lori Bauman, all of our faculty members that were so helpful throughout. And there is a reception in the lobby here now. And also we'll just mention there's the memorial service for Terry Kavanaugh's next Sunday here in our hall. So thank you so much for being here as a part of this wonderful graduation. Congratulations to your children.